Our next speaker is Edgar Rodrigues, who is Project Strategy and Business Intelligence Lead at Embraer X. He was born in 1983 in the city of aviation in Brazil, São José dos Campos, and enjoyed visiting Embraer since he was little because his father worked there, and that definitely influenced the decision to become an aeronautical engineer. Edgar joined Embraer engineering team in 2007, where he has worked at different areas with a focus in market and business intelligence. He led the project strategy for the Phenom 100 and 300 program, with a focus in positioning the products as the most innovative in the industry. In 2018, he joined Embraer X as product strategy and business intelligence lead, where he's helping to build the future of urban air mobility. He has a degree in mechanical and aeronautical engineering from the Instituto Tecnológico de Aeronáutica, ITA. Welcome, Edgar.
Thank you, Yolanda, for so kind introduction. It's a great pleasure to be here talking to you, ladies and gentlemen, with such a great week that we have ahead of us. So thanks for having me here. It's to come again to Oshkosh and now talk with you about electric aircraft and also eVTOLs and urban air mobility. So this is a huge thing that we have ahead of us. So I'm really excited to be here. Let me introduce you here talking about that this year is being very special for us guys at Embraer because we are celebrating 50 years of Embraer. Embraer was created in 1969, and we have developed many expertise in different areas of aviation there. Embraer started in the past with a dream of some Brazilian engineers that would like to have a crazy idea that manufacturing airplane in a country that not even bicycles were produced by that time. So that's why we say that innovation and disruptive thinking was always part of Embraer DNA. So this is how Embraer started, and now 50 years later, we have more than 8,000 aircraft being manufactured and delivered for Embraer. Every 10 seconds, one aircraft takes off around the world that was produced by Embraer. So all this competence and excellence, we have competence in commercial aviation, becoming worldwide leader in regional market that you guys know pretty much. Also military aircraft and solutions. We have light attack, we have fighters, surveillance solution, all of that competence from our Embraer in Brazil that now became a global company. And more recently, the department that I was working on, that is active aviation, we worked hard to produce a portfolio with very innovative solutions for executive aviation, and then Phenom 100, Phenom 300, and Legacy. More recently, Legacy became Praetor 500 with fly-by-wire technology, and also very big jets for executive aviation. So Embraer has a very big competence in many different aspects, and now we are thinking on what comes next. So Embraer is pretty involved on this urban air mobility market that we are here talking about this, and you won't believe what we are dreaming to make this make true. Let me make here a joke with you guys because we talk about this. Things are getting different now. People's needs are changing. I'm sure that you guys are familiar with this hierarchy of needs, and we make a joke that more recently there is a most fundamental of all needs, that is to be connected. So nobody more wants to be without your mobile. You can't hold a minute if you don't have your news, your social media, and update and everything. So this happened. People's need changes. And we are really believers that there is another big change coming on this. There is the Internet of Mobility. So we believe that this is going to happen the same way in terms of mobility. People want to move. They don't care how. They don't need to think on which vehicle they need to get. They just need to want to go from point A to point B, and this will happen. The same thing that happens nowadays with our mobile. We have all the information we need just by going to the internet, and information is there. You don't care how it goes to one tower to another tower, from one country to another country. The information is available to you. So we are really believers that this is going to happen, that we are going to enter the era of Internet of Mobility. And talking about this market, Embraer is always talking about people, talking with people to understand what is the best solution that needs to be created. And moving from point A to point B, you guys know that is a very problem nowadays. This is a pain point. We have a number here that 300 million people every day, almost every day, they commute more than 45 minutes. So this is a situation from ourselves here and in the big centers that we are familiar with. When I was coming to here from Brazil to US, so I landed in Chicago, and I went for a ride in Chicago, in downtown of Chicago. Wow, a lot of traffic. It took 1 hour just to get to one point to another point. It was close, but the traffic was there. So, and the traffic is getting worse. The numbers say that congestion is going to continue to grow. Just for example, urbanization is increased. Numbers say that 2050, the absolute population will almost double. And 70% of the global population will live in urban areas. So the problem is getting worse, even worse in the future. So this is the situation. And there is money that is being lost because of that. There is one other slide here that I show what is this idea. For example, taking the case here of New York, there is analysis showing that $100 billion can be lost in New York in 5 years, or $20 billion every year. Lost because of the cost of the travel time, the people that got stuck in the market, also the managing of this, to trying to make this work, even with this very congested. So all this money together could be better invested in the economy and everything, if we could create solutions for this urban mobility. So we have a situation here. We have an opportunity to create solution like Embraer always do. Now we understand that there is a single solution for that. So Embraer is not going to solve the urban mobility problem, not at all. We understand that is a collaborative effort. So everybody in the industry that is talking about this, different solutions that are being made, and with this collaborative effort, we understand that we could bring more solutions for changing the people on a day-to-day basis. And this, we start listening to the people. So we enter to the streets, we put our development team to talk to the real users of a vehicle like this in the future. We would like to listen to them, collect their feedback, and because of that, we are creating human-centric solutions. And with the competence that Embraer that I mentioned to you, the 50 years celebrating anniversary that I mentioned, that we are with competencies in traffic management, in military products, commercial products, and also executive aviation. So we are getting all these competencies together, and we are helping to create a new ecosystem with now a collaborative mindset. So understand there is no a single company that is going to solve the global problem, but in a collaborative mindset, we can make things happen. And Embraer is considering now 3 main projects. So Embraer X is the division of disruptive business, like was mentioned here. And at the Embraer X, we are considering 3 main projects for this urban mobility, the future of urban mobility. We're talking about the Flight Plan 2030. What is the Flight Plan 2030? Is this Embraer competence in terms of air traffic management. We have Atech, which is a company that's a subsidiary of Embraer in Brazil, and also in a partnership here with Harris in US, that's pretty familiar for you guys. We created a vision for the next decade, what should be done to make this possible, managing eVTOLs, managing also drones that are already part of our reality, and the general aviation that maybe the focus of the event here in Oshkosh always has been like this. So how we get all of this together, how we can manage all of this and still become very reliable, very smooth for the community, and very smooth to use by the vehicles that are being developed. So I invite you guys to go online, flightplane2030.com, and you're going to be able to see more information about this project from Embraer X. The second initiative is about service. So on these 50 years of history of Embraer, we learned how to serve our customers. We learned how to create quick solutions, robust solutions, and nowadays Embraer become one of the top leading companies in terms of customer feedback because of the service provider. So we created a solution named Beacon. Beacon is an agnostic solution that will be able to connect and synchronize the industry resources to make it very more efficient in terms of solving the problem. Nowadays, there is a pain point that we're trying to solve with Beacon because the aviation maintenance service is fractured, especially general aviation, especially when we're talking about such a great volume in terms of operation. We really understand that Beacon is a platform-based service that could become very valuable for increasing the efficiency for operators in the future. So Beacon is already a reality. I invite you to go online, beacon.works, and to know better the solution that we are offering there. And finally, I think is the thing that you are expecting more to talk about here is the vehicle. So Embraer has a team that is developing this vehicle, the eVTOL, and I have some information to show with you here. This year, some of you I know that were participating in the Uber Elevate conference in Washington, D.C. Our president and CEO, Mr. Antonio Campello, was there, and he unveiled the latest evolution in terms of design of this concept. And I have a short video here to demonstrate what's the latest update in this configuration. So. Nice design, huh? What do you think? So this is the work that has been doing in Embraer, in our technical team that is developing this together with our vision that we are talking all the time with our customers and with the people that could be the ones that would use this in the future. There are 5 design drivers that I would like to spend some time with you that are guiding this development at Embraer. We created these values, these design drivers, after spending a lot of time in interviews and trying to understand what really needs to be done in terms of a vehicle that would carry people on the big centers in the future. So the design drivers are smart use of technology and reliable solutions. This is what we call the simple and intuitive, so no excess. We understand that there are a lot of technologies interesting that, wow, we could demonstrate that, we could demonstrate that. No, but maybe the users are really want something simple and reliable. So we're not thinking on bringing anything complex to this solution here. Another driver would be peace of mind. So the people say that they want to be, they have no concerns or needs to be a smoother flight and a smoother all the context. Since the requesting of the flight until entrance the flight itself when landed, so it needs to be all integrated, and we are considering this to the design of the vehicle itself. We are basing our competence in terms of fly-by-wire to bring smoother flight quality to this eVTOL vehicle. Another design driver will be community friendly, of course, so everybody talks about this, that needs to be accepted by the community. So we are working hard on this, understanding that the vehicle 100% electric is in this direction, and also with a low noise footprint. Design for all. This is one thing that we are repeating all the time, because when you talk to people, they want to feel comfortable on the vehicle, not thinking that this is just for a few persons, that high net worth individuals or people that can buy this vehicle. No, this is for all. And we understand that when this becomes reality, there is a huge market that will happen. A universal cabin as well, because there are people with special needs that we are considering to, they are as users, important users, since the beginning of this project. So very, very important driver for us here. And also a bridge to the future. So the vehicle needs to show the community something from the future, but also needs to understand that nowadays we have our reality here. So for instance, the vehicle will start as pilot and then become autonomous in the future. So these are the 5 design drivers that we are considering for the vehicle. And the people are working hard in Brazil. And also we have people in the other offices of Embraer here working, trying to understand, participating in events such as this with you, and also in a collaborative effort, trying to get the best solution for this market. I close this presentation, making an invitation, another one for you. Embraer launched this challenge and inviting everyone to collaborate. So we would like to create a name for the vehicle. Mr. Antonio Campello, our president and CEO, he mentioned this in Uber Elevate when he announced the new configuration, and he mentioned that now that you know the vehicle, please go online and help us to create a name for this vehicle. We understand that this is part of getting the community involved to the creation of a solution like this. And also we have some questions there. When you create the name, you can answer for us. We are inviting everyone to go online and answer for us. They're willing to use, how much would they pay, things that we are really trying to understand. What is this market positioning for a solution like this? So thank you very much. It was a great pleasure to spend some time here talking to you. And I can answer some questions later whenever you want. Thank you very much.